Hello, this is Lady Boulay, and I hope you're having a wonderful day. Thank you for your support. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Thank you for your comments, and thank you for your thumbs up. Thank you for all you do to support the channel. And yes, we all can manage to love one another, whether we want to or not, or whether we agree with each other or not. And today I'm going to talk about why anti-Blackness is a worldwide thing. And it's not just one group of Black people here, or that group of Black people over there, or that group of Black people up yonder. It's all Black African descended people. We're going to talk about it. Now, this video is for Black people who are dealing in reality. Anti-Blackness isn't an accident. It's a global system with a global history. It didn't appear in all cultures because people naturally disliked Black people. It spread because power, economics, and storytelling made it profitable and convenient. Okay, y'all, so let's just get into it because this is the reality. This is the reality of what the world is all about. Anti-Blackness was built into the foundation of the modern world. The world we live in today, the borders, I'm looking at you, Africa, the Berlin Conference that came over there and carved y'all up and sawed y'all off from each other and turned you against each other. The economies, the trade routes, the wealth distribution was shaped by what? The transatlantic slave trade. The transatlantic slave trade was lit because it set the whole thing off. So did colonialism, European expansion, and racial hierarchy systems. These systems needed a justification for what was done. And so we were part of mass kidnapping, forced labor, land theft, resource extraction, and genocide. Yes, genocide. So in comes propaganda and indoctrination. They came up with something that made the rest of the world feel good about themselves, that made them look away at what they were doing and not criticize them. And what was that? They told the world that Black people were inferior to everybody else. That lie became the backbone of global economics for centuries. And once a lie becomes profitable, it becomes permanent. So all of us, African descended people, are living with a lie that was told about us centuries ago. Now, here's a viewer alert. If you are not African descended and you say you don't have any African ancestry, I am not talking about you. So you don't have to come in the comment section and say, we're not African or I'm not African. I'm not talking to you and I'm not talking about you. I am a Black American. The people who define themselves as FBA, ADOS, Solon, Friedman, those are my people. All of them are my people. And I'm not mad at any of them. And I'm not backpedaling or switching up on anything I've ever said. As a matter of fact, I'm doubling down on it. But I am giving context to what has happened to Black people globally. And one other thing before I continue, I'm also not preaching unity. I'm not preaching unity because I'm not going to put that monkey on Black Americans' backs. And, no pun intended. So I'm just giving the facts based on my research of what has happened to Black people, to African descended Black people. I want my Black American family to know what happened because I want my Black American family to heal. So this whole African devastation was about power, resources, and money. Now, you'll hear Black men and women from all over the world talking about this in bits and pieces, but let's pull it all together. Anti-Blackness was exported globally through media, religion, and education. European powers, white people, controlled textbooks, maps, missionary schools, early newspapers, scientific institutions, and global trade networks. They spread the same message everywhere. White equals civilized, black equals primitive. This wasn't just in the West, it reached Asia, the Middle East, Latin America, the Caribbean, the Pacific, and Africa itself. Anti-Blackness became a global default setting. And the reason Black Americans are at the top of the anti-Black food chain, or the bottom, however you want to say it, is because we are in the belly of the beast. Once the United States became a global superpower, Hollywood and American news took over the world. And for decades, the exported image of Black Americans was criminals, slaves, maids, hypersexual men, angry women, poverty, and dysfunction. People in other countries often met Black Americans through movies before they ever met one in real life. So their first impression was scripted. Anti-Blackness is the foundation of colorism. Colorism didn't start in Asia or the Middle East or Latin America. It started in European racial hierarchy. Then it spread through colonization, missionary schools, beauty standards, caste systems, and marriage markets. The closer you are to whiteness, the more value you're assigned. The darker you are, the more dangerous, poverty, or undesirability people project onto you. This is why anti-Blackness shows up in cultures that never enslaved Africans. They inherited the hierarchy. Remember this? I know Black. I'm Dominican. I know Black. I'm Somali. I know Black. I'm Nigerian. I know Black. I know Black. I know Black. But we call ourselves Black Americans. To me, that means that we have transcended the propaganda that people try to indoctrinate us with, and are able to transform our minds to see and believe in our own humanity. Calling somebody Black and calling them this, that, or the other is just another way of enforcing the racial hierarchy. It really doesn't mean anything, because at the end of the day, our humanity is just as valuable as anybody else's. Anti-Blackness is a global organizing system, not a cultural preference. Everybody in the whole wide world does not hate Black people. I think that needs to be stated. All of the non-Black people in the world do not hate Black people. Many do because they've fallen for the okie doke, but many don't. But anti-Blackness is an operational system. Underneath the system is immigration policies, beauty standards, marriage preferences, job discrimination, policing, media representation, and social hierarchy. So every culture doesn't just automatically dislike Black people. Every culture was taught to put Blackness at the bottom of the hierarchy. And this is why we see so much infighting among African descended people. Everybody is trying to find a reason to be above that bottom. Nobody wants to be at the bottom. So Black Americans are the ones who decided, okay, I guess we're at the bottom, but we're going to show the world what the bottom caste can do. And we have set the world on fire. So, they can call it the bottom if they want to, but we know it's not the bottom. But this is why it hits us. Black Americans sit at the intersection of several things: global anti-Blackness and American anti-Blackness, media exported stereotypes, cultural dominance, and political symbolism. So the world consumes Black American culture, but still holds anti Black ideas. That contradiction is why we see people loving hip hop but fearing Black men. And some of the very same people who claim that they're scared of Black men are some of the most dangerous people the world has ever known. But also, we see people copying Black women's style but disrespecting Black women. We see people admiring Black American creativity, but rejecting Black American humanity. And again, it's not personal, it's structural. These people have gotten on code with the people who are running the world. So, why is anti Blackness everywhere? Because for 500 years, the world was organized around anti Blackness. Whiteness at the top, Blackness at the bottom, and everybody else was happy to be in between. They just didn't want to be at the bottom. And that hierarchy was taught, enforced, exported, normalized, and rewarded. Anti Blackness is global because the system that created it was global. And it is left to the ones who are affected by it to figure it out. Okay, y'all, let me know what you think about the video. Thank you for listening. Give me a thumbs up and have a great day.